This video will show, for faculty at Los Angeles Valley College, how you can input scores into Illumin. First, you log into Illumin. And if you have more than one role on campus, for example, if you're also a department coordinator or a course coordinator, you'll need to use this drop-down menu right here and change it to Faculty. Second, if you teach in more than one department, you'll need to use this drop-down menu right here and change it to whichever department you want to score. Once you're in the correct role with the correct department, you'll see all the sections that you teach in that department. For example, this demo user, Sue North, teaches Math 104, Trigonometry, sections 002, 003, and 004. For each of these sections, she has a table that shows the assessment that she's been assigned for that section. To complete the assessment, she has the option of importing scores from an Excel spreadsheet. If you wish to use this option, we won't be going over that in detail. You can look to some of our other materials on how to import scores and prepare that spreadsheet. Today we're going to be talking about how to manually enter scores. She has two views of the assessment, the rubric view and the scorecard view. We recommend starting with the rubric view. That's the one with the numbers on it. These numbers represent how many students have scores out of the total number of students in her course. Clicking on the rubric view, we're taken to a view of a single student, in this case Heather Allen, and the full rubric for my course. You can see my rubric has an assessment scale, and yours may have different numbers. Mine is 0 to 4. Yours may be a different range. I also have all of the SLOs for my course. You may have a different number of SLOs. To score Heather on the SLOs, I'm going to find the box that corresponds to her achievement in this SLO, and I'm going to click on it. I'm going to do that for all of the SLOs. And then, while I'm in rubric view, I can find another student on my roster. For example, now I want to score Samantha Clarkson. I can score Samantha. And then if I'm feeling like I really know this rubric and I'm ready to quickly enter the scores for all of my students, I can switch to scorecard view. You'll note that in scorecard view, it's going to keep the scores that I've already entered, and I'll be able to continue with the rest of my students. So I can enter scores for Connor, for Olivia, for Connor Ball, and let's say, for example, that Lucas Buckland did not turn in his assignment. In this case, I can mark him as NA, not assessed. I can mark all the SLOs as not assessed, or I can mark just a single SLO. Once I finish scoring all of my students, scroll down to the bottom of the page and click Save. I can then use this icon that looks like a graph to view an analysis of the results of the scores that I entered. For the first term that I enter scores, I'm only going to see a bar graph here. If I have more terms, this will turn into a line graph, and I'll be able to track over time how my students have performed on each of their SLOs. In addition, I can see overall SLO results by mastery level. I can view this by count or percentage. I can view specific sections that I've taught. And I can also view this as a data table. If I need, I can print this out. Once I'm done viewing the results of my assessment, I can then go down to the bottom of either the scorecard view or the rubric view and click Save and Continue to Reflection to open up my reflection template. Your reflection template will look different and have different questions, but in these boxes you're going to type in your analysis of how your students did on the assessment. I can save as draft if I want to come back and keep editing this and not share the results yet, or I can submit my results. Once all scores are entered, for example, in this Math 110 course, I have entered all of my scores for this assessment, and I have a green check mark. Remember, whenever you're finished with eLumen, to log out.